Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us on YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch to another episode of Talking Watches. We're live with my buddy, the Rancher. And in case any of you have been wondering where Bud's been, he was busy for a while, and then he was feeling under the weather right now. So he's okay, just feeling under the weather. So he'll be back in the limelight here soon. What's up, partner? How you doing, Rancher?
Under the weather? That's a hell of a way to put brain. Okay, sure. We'll call it under the weather. All right. He's disclosed that, but that's fine. I'm great, Rich. How about yourself?
Doing okay. Man, what's going on with you?
Well, like I said, crappy luxury, believe it or not. Sent me a link to Archie having a meltdown or on on Marco.
On Mark Goldberg?
Oh, no, on Marco. On Marco.
Oh, on Marco, his Marco, or the Marco from the other channel?
No, the Marco. No. I respect Marco from the other channel at least a little bit, but no, on the alleged Cardinal, the person who has surreptitiously tried to steal my title, the junior varsity Cardinal.
Got it.
So, just watching. It was like. It's like watching like a 45-year-old man baby in a high chair when he realized he dropped his dummy. Literally he screaming and flailing his arms and legs about. All he needed was a bib.
Got it.
Now, however, did you see Mike's Mangos on Market Watch this morning?
No, I
okay.
What is that? A watch channel?
Yeah. Well, at Watchbox.
Oh, Watchbox. I didn't see that today, no.
He does something every Saturday morning. It's generally how I start my Saturday morning. I'll wake up and I'll turn it on. And, of course, talking about the rise of independence, but he more or less talked about how the fact that Watchbox was setting up an office in the glorious People's Republic and that they had someone that was interning that went back there to help run the new mainland Chinese office. They're interviewing this guy, and one of the things that he was talking about is, traditionally Chinese, they like gold. They're all about the flex.
Uh-huh.
They like gold. They like stuff that's brand new. They traditionally, and as a whole, they do not like having secondhand goods because they view it as, what, you can afford a new one? They kind of view it as cheap and dowdy, I guess. The intern was talking about the fact that, the Chinese are really starting to come around about that. They're starting to let go of their traditional watch buying habits. A couple of years back, I was talking to AJ over in over in Arizona, and he was talking about the fact that some of the senior watch guys were approaching him and asking, "Hey, your super duper vintage pieces, if you want to let go, let us know. We're actually acting as agents for some really witch fuckers in communist China, and they are really interested in paying top dollar for top tier, top notch, top quality vintage. But it has to be exceptional quality, this, that, and the other." So, and that was a few years back. But apparently it's not just even the super rich Chinese trying to get vintage speedy 321 Speedies or manual wind Daytonas. Apparently that's that part of the Asian market is starting to open up. And do you know what I thought when I heard this?
Prices are going to keep going up.
Uh-oh. That's what I thought in two words. This is not good news. Yeah. But it does also kind of make sense because lately, even with the pre-owned and used, if there's anything out there that has caught the attention of the public or this caught the watch buying community, the collectors, it's either just flat out gone. It's not on the shelves, or they've gone just really stratospheric in pricing. Now, first, and of course, they're talking about, it's demand. It's this is demand driven. And they're basically trying to say, look, you guys are wanting to buy more watches. It's not us being cunts about it. But if the Chinese are competing with us, that makes a little bit of sense, though, as well. And it's not good news.
You know what? You kind of threw me for a loop there when I said Bud was out sick. Is something wrong with him that I don't know about?
Bud. I'm sorry. I think you said Bruce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear Bud's out sick.
Why? What happened with Bruce?
Dude, brain cancer.
Oh, no shit, really?
Yeah. No, that would be colon cancer. I'm talking brain cancer.
Jesus.
Yeah. You really can't count on things, man.
Is he okay?
Well, as best as you can for having brain cancer and brain surgery.
Yeah.
So, but fortunately, he's starting to go through therapy. He's starting to go on the live stream comments of Archie Luxury because he's still the smartest one there, and slowly making his way back. And Bud, sorry you're under the weather, and Bruce, man, we're pulling for you, buddy. I like Bud, but I love Bruce.
Bruce must have forgotten what an asshole Archie is to go back on the show and start super chatting or whatever you're saying.
Well, he does have brain cancer. He did have brain cancer and brain surgery. So,
wow, that's crazy.
I can't think of a better excuse on RG Luxury. Truthfully.
No, I had no idea. That's crazy.
But lately, it's just even the most obscure brands. Like, for instance, Daniel Roth. Daniel Roth's been disappearing. You can't hardly find him.
Daniel Roth. That brand was awfully familiar a few years ago. I haven't heard of that name since you mentioned it now.
Daniel Roth, Roger Dubois.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to get snatched up by the Chinese market? All sports watches, basically, all the hot ones.
I think anything that catches our attention is going to catch their attention.
Royal Oaks, Sports Steel.
Long past that. Yeah, those have become.
I think the Chinese were into the AP before Daytona, before we were into them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep. You mean before you were into them?
Yeah.
Yes. You want to get that?
No, it's a little too early over here for me to answer the phone. So.
Okay. Oh yeah, it is like it's like
9:30.
Yeah.
You want to hear the craziest thing, and it doesn't have to do with watches, but it just kind of blew me away a little bit. You know how there's the people who believe in vaccines, and I guess the people who I wouldn't say vaccines, I would say just the COVID shot. There's the people who are for that one and who don't. So
the people that listen to scientific studies and medical experts and the opinions of the top-minded people across the globe.
Well, I mean,
rationality and proof and logic. Yeah, I do know those people. Yes.
Some of us, like myself, think we're above those folks and we're smarter than them. So,
right.
It depends on where you put yourself on the scale of intelligence, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm of the mindset that I've already gotten the virus, and I carry the antigen, so I don't need the vaccine. And for them to test me to see if I've gotten the antigens or not, my doc told me it's over $2,000 for that test. So nobody's going to do it for me. And and if I've been on an airplane to Hawaii and back, I've been to the beach every weekend. I mean, it's like if I didn't get COVID by now, it's so contagious. I should have gotten it by now. But that's not my story. My crazy stories that I heard is this. So, I'm not in the business anymore, but my clients still call me and ask me, who do I call? Who do I call to get this done? So I'm still fielding calls, right?
Right.
And I talk with them for an hour. Keeps me busy. But so this chap called, and he lives not far from me, actually, over here by the beach. And he has a roommate. He lives in a nice condo by the sea, and he has a roommate. And this guy got the vaccine, and he's vaccinated. He got the shot, and he calls me up to ask me something unrelated. But then he tells me about his story. He's vaccinated, and he's got COVID, and he's got it pretty bad right now.
Did he get one shot or two? And which shot was it?
I don't recall. He did tell me, but I don't remember.
It wasn't.
But the funny thing is he's over here. He's over here telling me how he's got COVID again after he's been vaccinated, and he's blaming his roommate's not at home, and he's blaming his roommate who's unvaccinated. He's saying my roommate's the one that gave me COVID, but his roommate's not sick. But he's like, but I know my roommate brought it to me because he's not vaccinated. What the fuck is this guy saying? Man? I wanted to tell him he's such a dip fuck shit asshole, but I don't want to tell him that, but I wanted to tell him that so bad. I just went along with the stupid story. But is that asinine that the fucking guy thinks he got the virus from his unvaccinated roommate when he's supposedly protected from the virus? What the fuck is that?
You said shot, you didn't say shots. Unless you've got Johnson & Johnson, you're not totally protected from the virus unless you've had the other two, unless you've had both shots 2 weeks after your second shot. So we're talking about a period of roughly 6 weeks.
He's got it. He whatever it was, he's vaccinated, he's vaccinated. Yeah. So he was vaccinated, but it's just crazy that he would really think that his room, the logic in that just.
Well, and the dangerous thing about the virus though, is some people will have it and it won't phase them at all.
Yeah, and I think that's the case with me, Yeah. And maybe as a whole, the world needs to get it, the shot. But I mean, man, I don't. We wear masks here, but we don't. We limit our interactions certainly.
Yeah.
But as contagious as it is, and as widespread as it is, it would be mind-boggling. I would have won the lottery 20 times by now if I didn't come in contact with that virus. Put it that way. It's been 2 years? So, I mean.
Well, especially with Delta virus, and especially if you're basically at home. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, crazy. Yeah. So what else? So the Chinese are going to get dibs on the market, huh?
That's what it sounded like, or at least even if they don't get preferential treatment. Even if they just go in just nothing but more than just open competition with us, that's still bad news.
Yeah.
Because it used to be you only have to worry about fighting off Chinese influences unless you're a Marine in Korea. No, sorry. Unless you're looking for a gold watch or something with a lot of jewelry on it.
And we know the Swiss tend to stay neutral, so they'll keep selling watches despite what's going on in the Indo-Pacific region.
Exactly. I mean, they're more than happy to take gold deposits from the Nazis.
Right. That's in case you don't all know, that's exactly what your Patek Philippe's are probably made from right now.
No. They run out of no.
They've run out by now. Yeah, sure. You think?
Or mostly, probably. Yeah.
I did see an interesting documentary that was about a year or two old, actually. So it isn't something you just come across, about the emerald mines in Panjshir, Afghanistan.
Oh yeah.
And they were going through the mines and showing how primitive their techniques are for removing the emeralds. They're basically using old age techniques. They're not allowed to have dynamite, so they're using gunpowder from unused shells or.
Damn.
So yeah, so they're drilling holes in the rock, packing it with
gunpowder,
that powder, and then packing with dirt with a fuse, and so they break up all the emeralds. All the documentary guy is saying these would be absolutely these are the most beautiful stones in the world. It's just too bad they're not large enough to be used for anything but for watches and little trinket items like that. So he said a lot of these go to luxury watches because they get broken up into small pieces. That's where all the small pieces go.
Jeez.
So that's interesting.
Not surprised. Not surprised at all.
But now, so I wonder what's that going to do to the watch market as far as the jewelry industry goes. Will those watches be more limited? Will they not make emerald dial faces? Will those dial faces go up considerably since that area of the world's been lost?
Well, I don't know. Since we've kind of apparently brought the Taliban into the 21st century, maybe they'll go in and start improving. Improving.
Oh,
yes.
Well, you know what? They're not as stupid as we thought. We dismantled all of the military equipment and left it there, and they didn't know how to reverse engineer it or to make it operable, but they sold all of that product to Iran so Iran could reverse engineer it and figure it out. And so they got how many millions upon millions of dollars for that equipment. Either that or Iran's going to fix the equipment and then give it back to them. But Iran certainly will be able to have the capacity to complete those Humvees and all that stuff to put them back in working condition, you know? Crazy.
Well, yeah, but on the other hand, we could barely keep, we could barely keep Humvees running. So, hell.
Hey, maybe now that Iran has some.
It's the difference between commercial diesel and JP4. And I remember those Humvees just being notorious. Like, I think if you went from commercial diesel back to JP4, the JP4 would knock all the contaminants from commercial diesel and kill the fuel filters and this, that, and the other. So, yeah. Timberhemp, they probably have C4 now. But, and that's right. And if we didn't, if they've got the money, if they've got the emeralds, God knows the Chinese will sell to them. Chinese are rather fond of emeralds themselves. So I don't think this is good. I think they might be right when they're saying this is demand driven, but it's probably not just our demand or demand from, the first world. It's probably the second world as well. In other words, communist China.
Yeah.
As opposed to the third world.
Oh, man, I just got hit with some serious pain, man. Go on to the next topic, and I'll follow you.
The next topic is, well, actually, that was the only one I really had hard and fast because, to me, that's one hell of a topic. The other thing is, how do you think are labor shortages affecting the Swiss?
What do you mean? I mean, why would you think there's a labor shortage in the watch community? Don't you think the watch community still would be the type that goes in to complete watch projects?
Well, it depends. We don't know. It's not like Europe got off scot-free. Europe got hit with the virus pretty hard as well. Germany did, Italy did, France did.
If anything, I would think that they lost people to the virus, right?
Right.
Or maybe even people relocated because they were scared, or just a lot of situations could have happened. Sure. I think a lot of those watchmakers, though, are in more remote areas. I don't know if that's just like in my imagination because I see pictures like that.
So you think it's like The Sound of Music? They're in like a Swiss mountain somewhere.
That's how I picture it, man.
The hills are alive with the sounds of Mosier's. No.
I mean, I picture it like one family every couple of miles. There's a home in some areas, and I just picture it like small villages and stuff. I don't know. The Lockley Valley or something, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it like that?
True. But the way something like that, even those little independent chalets and whatever, and valets. No, wait, no, those are like servants. Chalets and cantons. Contagions still get there. It just moves more slowly than it does through like urbanized areas. So
yeah, and they still have to follow the laws if they have to be shut down because, the laws say to shut down. They still have to follow it, right? So
right now, it's not like they can sit around a work bench. It's not like 6 or 7 of them can crowd around and sit around a workbench.
yeah. Hey, what's up, Ray? What's up, EP, Timber Tramp, everybody else who's watching? Yeah. I voted against the governor recall, even though I'm a Republican, just because what are they going to do different? And why would we need to waste our money and time? And think about why change anything? Just let it finish out, man. I don't understand what the reasoning was for. I don't follow politics too much, but why are we going to do something that's going to cost us more money? So I think people got mad about his stay-at-home orders and how restrictive they were. I mean, I don't know. They were more restrictive in other places. I don't see any issues with it myself. So
they're more restricted in other places. Well, on the other hand, I don't think California has been hit with the death toll in the ICUs. I think we're finally starting to crest. Over here, no ICU beds, none.
Yeah.
All filled with COVIDs, all filled with, by and large, the unvaccinated. So it's like, well, okay, I've already had COVID. I had my vaccine. Trouble is, if you had your vaccine and you have a stroke or a heart attack or a car accident, you're still fucked.
Man, I don't know what they do into this world, man. We just want to talk about watches and about Bitcoin and about sports cards, about fun things in life, and they put these burdens upon us that way above our control.
Yep,
this is unreal, man.
Well, all these governments, though, really, including starting with the communist Chinese, and because don't think I don't want to. Those assholes deserve some blame, lots of blame, as well, but. Throughout the world, the rich and the powerful, the governing class had to make a choice between our health and their wealth, and I think it's pretty safe. We know what they chose.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy over here in LA County, the next county over from me. They're requiring, it's mandated that children 12 and over in school get vaccinated. Dude, that's crazy.
How is that crazy?
Man, that's nuts, man. 12, they're going to inject 12-year-olds with that shit, bro.
Dude, children are supposed to get shots before they go to school in the first place for just about every other thing that can be vaccinated against. That keeps children from affecting other children. That's how vaccines work.
But those are true and tried vaccines that are still questionable. A lot of them are, all of the non-mandatory ones. Man, I
think Pfizer's just received full approval, not conditional, not emergency, just full approval. And I think Moderna is pretty darn close to it. And if that's and the thing is, and there's so many people around here, it's just like, even if they said, okay, social measures, 6 feet apart and wear masks, but they don't want to do that. So it's just like, well, God, you're kind of pinning the school districts in a bind.
Nice, man. Hopefully you kept them in good condition.
Yeah. And it's just like, if you want to keep your fucking children home and homeschool, that's fine. You can do it whichever way you want to. But I mean, I'm old. My kids are grown.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that, man. It's a nightmare. Yeah, Imagine being a child.
But even then, they still had to get shots. Mumps, rubella, measles, herpes. I don't know what the fuck it's.
Yeah, but my son is almost 4, and he just started his first day of preschool a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's almost 4, and he just got his first 2 vaccinations a week before school started. So we only do the required mandatory ones, and we spread them out as much as possible. And he didn't even get his first ones until practically age 4, whereas normal people, quote unquote normal people, they've juiced up their kid with 20 shots by the time the kid's age 2 already, which is man.
Well, that's because it's like, what? How many more copays would it? Oh, hell no. Just pincushion this little fucker right here, right now. Let's just get him over with. Pop.
Yeah, it's causes intestinal disorders and stuff. Man, so they're going to take our watches. They took our manufacturing jobs.
No. Okay. Rich, you're my age, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, 49. I'll be 50 at the end of the year, man.
Congratulations. But come on. When we were kids, there was still manufacturing going on here.
Yeah.
Dirty air, dirty water, dirty everything. Pollution right and left. And it's not like the American made. At one point, American made was serious of quality, but when I was a kid, it went from American goods being the business, being the shit, to Japanese saying, "Oh wow, hey, you know what? Yeah, the neighbors, that little, what is it, Toyota they've got, they're not having to work on it all the time like we are our Chevys. And that sort of thing."
What though? That was all balanced trade, equal trade, fair trade agreements, and it was what do you call it? It was optimum trade. Man, I forgot it's been a long time since I've been in college, but the word for equal trade amongst countries, it was balanced. If they were better at making certain cars, then market share went to them, and we were the market makers in steel. Other countries bought steel from us, and it was whatever country was good in their trade and excelled in their trade. It was all balanced out with the rest of the world because each country had its specialty. You know what I mean? It's not like that anymore. Everything's been funneled kind of like one place. Even there's Chinese wood now, Chinese steel. I think everything's been reduced to that level.
Chinese food. Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't it true that even some of our meats come from there?
No idea.
I think. I'm not sure, but I thought so. So it's kind of crazy. My pops was telling me, your wood fence is bending over and keeling over because you bought Chinese wood from Home Depot. You should have gone to Ganal Lumber and paid twice as much for your lumber. I'm just like, okay. Is that really true, or are you just making a dig at the Chinese? I wasn't sure.
Hard to tell.
Either way, I got to replace my fence. Lumber's expensive too now.
Oh yeah.
And nobody wanted to do the work. I had a guy come to quote me on fixing the fence thing, and I told him, I said, you know what? That sounds like a really good deal. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you an extra $300 if you do a good job. And the guy never showed up. I swear to God, I told him I'm going to give you an extra $300 if you do a good job. And he didn't show up to do a job.
And I know. The thing is, though, what people don't realize, the feudal system, right? Lords and ladies, castles, and you had peons, you had serfs that were more or less tied to the land, almost as bad as slaves. Now, when I'm talking about the serfs, not the Smurfs, serfs, SERFS, not to be confused with surfers. Those were serfs that lived near the ocean. But
you're talking about the ones in Europe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what got Europe
serfdom
out of serfdom into more like modern labor economy?
If I thought about it for a while and tried to recollect my history enough,
Bubonic plague.
okay, there you go. All right. Oh yeah, that's right. Because then they needed all those people for the workforce, and that's right.
Yeah, and it's just like, hey,
That's right.
Hey, Earl, me and the guys are sitting back here talking, and it occurred to us, since there's like 5 of us left,
Uh-huh.
you need us a hell of a lot more than
Then we
you
need
us a hell of a
you.
lot. What?
We'll go start our own goddamn country.
Yeah,
Merle.
we'll go this. We'll go in the city. They got they need people to do shit over there, and they pay a lot more.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to change this episode to a fireside chat because we really didn't talk about watches much. So I have to remember to
Well, yeah. we can start talking about watches again.
It's okay. Oh man.
Yeah, I see the Chinese, like any sort of precious metal pieces. I see anything I see them coveting anything with status and cachet. So I see them being as into marketing, affected by marketing as we are.
Hey, so let me ask you something. I have very few people in the world that I got beef with. To be honest, the only one I can think of is the one I wanted to ask you about, your opinion, with Turno. So I got beef with Turno. Other than that, I mean, I don't have any beef with anybody. Bare ass Clooney talked shit on me for no reason. So I talked shit on him back, and I don't know why Archie the asshole started talking bad about me for no reason either. I never said nothing bad about him. But the only place I really have beef
because
with,
it's easier than coming up with real content. That's why.
I guess it was. But now I can see why he's lost all his friends. Why you guys don't go on there no more? It's ridiculous. Why would you go on there and expose yourself to getting insulted? It's just. Anyway.
No, even before, what we can't understand is people said, "Okay, Clyde, you're going on and acting like you're urinating on the stream. That's real mature," and you're right, that is immature. But we were just so darned put off and bored and annoyed with that stream because, he comes on and puts no effort into it. He expects everyone else to carry the load. All he just wants to do is sit back in his fat horn ass and count the super chats.
Yeah. But so here's my question to you, because you would probably have even a good perspective on this, being an attorney, because of your logical thinking and stuff. So if I left, I gave Turno a significant deposit, $3,700 USD deposit on an Aquanaut 5167, and that deposit was returned to me 2 years later, about 2.5 years later, saying that, we can't keep the deposit that long. It's just they told us we need to refund deposits that have been on record for more than a couple of years because we don't want to be liable for whatever, owing you money, whatever. I don't know, whatever their BS reasons were. They don't want to give me the watch, really, probably.
Yeah.
So they refunded me.
The reason why is like $500 2 or 3 years ago was worth more than $500, especially $500 now.
So refunded my deposit, right? And then another year goes by later, still haven't gotten the watch. Anyway, my question to you is that deposit is, I mean, what are these fake deposits? They're unbinding. I mean, sure, I could have canceled. I think I could have canceled my order and gotten deposit back anytime. At least, maybe I wouldn't have.
Yeah,
but
it depends.
Isn't that what the deposit is? Do you think I would have any legal recourse upon them, for them to force them to get me that watch? What do they call that? Force something. There's a term for that. Forcing them to do something.
Force majeure.
In court, there's a term to make them carry out. The judge orders them to carry out an action. I forgot what that's called. Huh?
Injunctive remedy.
I guess so. Sure. So what do you think? What's your opinion on that? You know?
Well, and like I said, so that would hold your place, but it depends what if anything was was there an agreement or not? And what timber tramp force majeure. Thank you. I
Well,
think
specific performance, that's the one that I was thinking of.
Okay.
JB. Thanks.
Or however it's spelled. Yes, okay. You were close, actually, timber tramp. I'm impressed. Yeah, or injunctive release is a broader term.
Okay.
Usually, though, courts don't like injunctive relief. They normally like monetary relief. It's easier for the courts to say you owe him this amount of money rather than I hereby order you for the next unless they're a divorce court. I hereby order you to go over to his house and hand over these possessions, or
sell him this watch,
or pave his or sell his watch, or pave his driveway, or whatever.
So, I mean, if I was to buy the watch, secondary market, pay a premium for it, my logic would be that I could sue them for the premium that I paid over the retail amount, and that would be my damages to be awarded to me would be the premium that I paid extra to get that watch.
Well, I want to make very clear I'm not licensed for the state of California, therefore I am not really qualified to get legal advice for that.
Sure, I understand, but in general, that's how I would see it. What do you think? I mean, yeah, something like that. You could try it, right? You could try it.
I guess you could. It depends on damages. It's something like that's very factual, or they might limit it to MSRP. But what I am.
I really think if I did it, if I really wanted to do it, if I really wanted to watch that bad, which I don't, and I bought it, hey, look, it wouldn't cost me much to file a lawsuit to at least try it. That's if I bought the watch.
Right.
I would try it. I promise you, if I bought the Aquanaut in the next couple of years, I'd file it's a small claim suit. What's the big deal? I would do it. But the thing is I don't see myself wanting that watch enough right now at this moment to buy it.
Well, and especially, boy, I almost think you'd have to, especially if it's a local AD. I don't imagine you walking to a jeweler after that and buying anything. They'd be like, "Oh, here's this little chicken shit troublemaker. Oh, he's the guy that, the guy. He's the guy that's sitting down the street for blue." I imagine they'll just be really anxious to tend to your needs after that.
Right.
By the way, what are you doing? I kind of get the impression you're turning your sound on and off.
Yeah, I'm not sure if when you're talking, if there's noise on my side. Do you hear noise in my background, or is it just
a little bit? Yes. I heard the click and then a little bit of wind noise or something like that.
Yeah. Let me see if I can turn that down a little bit then.
Could be a fan.
Maybe that's better now, huh?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. I had the gain up too much.
Possibly. But I just think, and again, this news about the Chinese, I think the Chinese are going to run the party for everyone.
It would be small claims JPI because the premium amount would be, what's the premium on an Aquanaut? Oh, it might be more than 10,000. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, you know what? You don't have to sue for the whole amount. You could just sue for the maximum and small claim and be happy with that, just to prove a point to the AD there. I stiffen them for 9,500 is good enough, But yeah.
Well, and over here, in my state civil procedures, even small claims, under the right conditions, you can file the paperwork and move it to regular court over small claims.
You know what? I have to go to the dang courthouse. I haven't been feeling good enough to go deal with that. But I'm going to try to do it next week because I want a judgment on the contractor for the $5,000 that I lost, and he stopped paying me after $800. And so I filed the paperwork for the judgment, but nothing came back to acknowledge that. So I got to go figure out what's going on there. Man, when you're not a lawyer and you have to deal with law stuff and court stuff, it's so overwhelming especially when you don't physically feel well and you walk into a courthouse and the first thing you go to walk to is like there's a help desk that doesn't really help you much. Man, starting from there, man, you feel so little. It's so overwhelming. So what a pain in the ass, you know? So are there any watches that we should snatch up as a result of your new findings? Daytonas they're never going to come down, are they?
Who knows? I don't think it's going to come down unless the world economy takes a major shit. I think before it affects the watch market, the world economy is going to have to get to the point where the luxury or the value of our used luxury timepieces will probably be the last thing on our minds.
Yeah. I mean, you know that steel bezel Daytona I sold for $16,000? It's doubled now.
Yep.
And man, I'll tell you what, if I didn't double my money in crypto with that money, I'd be pissed right now. But at least I kept up with the watch. That's crazy that my investments, you know, I'm trying to beat a watch, right? It's pretty wild. But I mean, it's a crazy world, man. You know what? I missed out on buying the crypto daddies. I missed out on buying the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I missed out on. Do you know what I'm talking about when I mention those? You've heard of those before? These celebrities are buying these ape NFTs, these thumbnail JPEGs for enormous amounts of money. I looked on there. I said, you know what? Let's go look and see what they cost. The cheapest one's $145,000. I was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. And so someone told me, hey, go onto this project called Crypto Dads that's coming out. It's going to do the same thing. And I was just like, nah, I don't know. I don't think so, you know. And it was like $600 for one of them dads. I think they're going for $10,000 now if you bought one of these things. So the same person said today to me, he said, man, are you going to buy any of these ever? The cats are right now, the cats. Go buy the cats and see if the same thing happens. So I bought two of the damn cats, man. I spent $600 or $700 on these two damn digital cats. And they've already gone up 50% since I bought them, Clivers. Since I was texting you this morning. So whatever, maybe in 6 months these digital cats will be worth $100,000, and it's just craziness. The world's crazy. What's happening, and it's what's interesting is that these are just like watches. People aren't confident putting their money in certain assets like dollars or stocks or things like this. There's too much money. They're spreading it out in luxury items, Louis Vuittons, watches, and these crypto things that I'm talking about. It's wild. I bought one of those. I started buying those, watch and pray. I don't know if you're on mute. You might be on mute, Clyve. Can't hear you. Clivers.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I bought one of those for $6.99, but I sold it for $40 because it wasn't a rare.
Selling for $1,000-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a $12 Derek Jeter, and I can sell it right now for I think $300. For $12, I bought it. It's selling for like $300.
What did you think of the watch I just sent you?
Let me check it out.
I know you're sick because I heard you ding.
Yeah. The Croton.
Croton.
I like that. That actually reminds me of a Blancpain Blancpain, not Bath Escape, but a Blancpain.
Yeah. Now I'm going to get 2 or 3 and put them all on a salad.
On a what?
Salad. Oh, wait. Sorry. That's a crouton.
I was like, what is he saying? Croton. That's actually a very respectable brand from the old days, right? They're not around anymore, are they?
Well, I was looking at that. And I was picking up like these Breitlinks. These like beautiful, like oversized, vintage, just astounding condition Breitlinks. And this one was more. I'm like, why is this one more? Then I researched. I'm like, guess the first thing that popped up, the first listing, the first description of it, the first review. Guess who was featuring it? Starts with an H, ends with an E.
Oh. You know, this looks like a replacement bezel, but it looks like an original replacement bezel because it's in remarkable condition. When you look at the lugs.
I mean, the only thing, the lume on the hands is about the only sign of wear or age.
I don't know if there's a way I can share this. I'd have to send it to my email if I could.
Oh, for peace.
I'm going to try. I actually really like this watch. This is really a neat watch.
I thought, man, Dr. BBW would be coming over, just be like, for this one.
You know, Doc and myself, we were the only two that Archie wasn't being nasty to, and Doc has still been under the gun, under the bullet fire. Archie hasn't shit on the Doc, so Doc still goes on there. But Archie took me out, man, this last time, dude. I don't want to go back on there after the shit he said about me, bro.
Oh, yeah. It's a Croton Nevada Grenchen Chronograph Aviator Sea Diver.
Yeah, I'm trying to transfer the picture to my computer from my phone right now. There's the swoosh sound.
Swish! Oh, I thought that was...
That says that it was sent, so now we're going to try to get it up here.
I need to call him up now that I think about it. Go ahead.
So let's save this photo. You know, I was going to text him and say, like, why'd you say that nasty stuff about me, man? I don't understand. But then I said to myself, why do I care? I just don't understand. Why would I even ask him that? Just he did it. So fuck him. Okay, it's in the download folder. Let me see if I can share it.
Well, I don't know. You remember back there was a movie and a book. It was called Shogun.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, Archie is should be starring in the sequel to it. It's called Bowgun.
Okay, that was easy enough. There's your watch. So are you gonna buy this?
No, that's my watch.
There you go, guys. I got it pulled up. Give me a thumbs up for making that work.
Thank you. Hey, you want to try it with another one? Or is it too much work?
No, you can do it. It'd be better if you sent what you're going to send in one email so I could do it all together. But yeah.
Okay.
Or as we're talking, sure. So I really like this, but it does look like a replacement bezel, right? Because the lugs are really chewed up for the bezel not to be damaged whatsoever. But I think that's a good thing, because if the bezel was all scuffed up, and I mean, that's the whole attractiveness of this watch that makes it worthy of wearing, to be honest. The bezel's beautiful.
Yep. Well, the dial's in pretty darn good shape. The hands probably need to be cleaned up a tiny bit.
But they're not rusted. That's amazing. They're not rusted. They look great.
Yeah. Apparently, Shogun was the first book Watch and Pray ever read.
Very nice. So what did you put this on as far as a bracelet?
Well, actually, I'm having my guy service it, and I'm waiting to get it back. I might just put it on something. Well, obviously, it's going to be aftermarket because yeah. That's actually not a bad question, though.
You know, it would look really nice on this if an old Omega bracelet would fit on this.
Guess who happens to have an old Speedmaster bracelet?
But not a new one, though. It's got to have wear and tear to match the wear and tear of the watch, right?
Guess who happens to have what part of old did you not understand?
I mean, who would I guess? You?
Yes.
You
that would be the correct guess.
Yeah, I would drop that off to him and see if he can get it to fit on there.
Octavia 3646 39 millimeters. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, fries with mayo. Preach the choir, dude. Now, the Leisure I've got is a Yema. But I actually just picked up another Leisure, which is actually a Hoyer. But a later one in PVD. It's very similar to the Tom Cruise Top Gun watch.
All right, let's see if now I have another question here. Did you pick up that car you sent me a picture of?
Nope. I went up there actually 1 week ago, drove 45 minutes, and knew that was an older photograph.
Oh no! So the car didn't look like this?
No. And the interior was a little bit ratted out as well. But we went up there, so this kid wakes up, literally, banging on the door at 10 in the morning, at the crack of 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so, oh, my Dad's got it. Dad's got the keys to it. I'm like, well, we told you we were coming over today. Well, he's like an hour and a half.
Geez.
Yeah, it was just like we drove 45 minutes here, and we're going to be driving 45 minutes back. So we didn't even get a chance. Open up, looked at the engine and everything else, but also a little bit of rust here and there coming up underneath the paint. And I'm like, nope. And if these guys are morons, no.
So these were the pictures of when they bought the car.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
From the previous seller. Bastards. What a beautiful car that would have been, though, huh? I like it.
Oh, it would have been. Grab a NATO from Mark and Rack.
I love that rag top in the back.
I do. It just looks. Oh,
it's so sexy.
Yeah, it looks like it could be like 70s European, but nope.
No, and it really got that beat up to not want it. You couldn't even fix nothing, huh? To make it look.
I would have had trouble shutting the doors on it. That's how bad the shape of it.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it's like no.
They kept it outside. Yeah, you can't keep that kind of car outside. They must have kept it outside.
The Timber Tramp says, I'm thinking about having the new Omega Seamaster 300 coaxial, but if it looks too much high polish, I'm thinking, absolutely.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. And I'll have to, when I get my Yema back. Oh, let's see. Yeah, can hardly wait to get the Crouton, the Crouton back.
What do you you're just getting a bit full service on it? Seals,
exactly. Well,
timing,
seals, and also those are he got the right pushers. Those are incorrect pushers for it.
I was gonna say those those didn't look stock either.
One of these things is not like the yeah, exactly right. But yeah, so it was like, God, why is this one so expensive? Oh, Hodinky. Thanks, Hodinky.
What's the service going to run you? Do you know?
Literally a couple $100. I'm not. Yeah. Seriously. That's the reason. Now, if Glenn kills over from a heart attack, and frankly, I'll probably go before he does anyway. But if he does, then I'll have to rethinking You might see a whole lot of vintage pieces start coming up for sale.
I've got to take my Universal Genève in circa 1950 in for a service.
Yeah.
Because it runs too slow, and the same thing with the Valjoux 7750 ball watch. I want to take that into and get it running.
Now, which one do you have? Do you have a Compax or a Tri-Compax or what? Universal Genève.
Right there. The Unicompax. The one on the left there, the rose gold one.
Oh yeah, okay, nice.
37 millimeter.
See, I have a Compax in steel.
And for a 1950 circa year watch, to have it in 37 millimeter, I mean, that's
oversized by the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's tricolor. I've got 3 colors on that baby: red, blue, and the print color, the black. I think it's black. So it's pretty cool.
Now I have to be honest. Tristan from Leo and Ferris a while back just basically said, if you find a Swiss manual wind chronograph in good condition that's oversized, that's over like 35 millimeters, he said probably you'd be doing well to snatch it up. He said the way the market's going. He said that a couple of years back. And I think the kid had it 100. I think he was right on the money with that.
Yeah, I'm certain I got a great watch.
Yeah,
it's a remarkable condition.
No, I've got a couple other ones like that big or maybe a little bit bigger, but not a Universal Genève.
Yeah.
More off-brand, like a Chrono Swiss or something like that.
You know what's weird though? I kind of regret selling that Daytona there at the bottom. And the thing is, though, even though my money's kept up with the value of it,
yeah,
I can't see myself pulling that money that's kept up value with it back into buying that watch. Isn't that weird?
No, because like I said, I mean, okay, like the Explorer, the 40 millimeter Explorer 2, right?
Uh-huh.
Literally, I could remember picking those up, finding those good condition up, various for like $335 or $4,000, right?
Uh-huh.
Now they're going for 10, and it's like, no, not going to do it. Sorry, I don't, not under any circumstances.
Right. Yeah, it's like if I sold my Daytona for $30,000, I don't see myself ever buying it back again for $30,000. I don't think I'd spend the money on it, even if I collected the money on it.
Well, on the funny part is that as certain prices or certain references rise in price, they appeal and start appealing and not appealing to different sorts of collectors.
Right.
Now, do I ever see myself getting a Speedy 321 for the prices they're going for right now? No, I do not. Do I really regret that? Not in the slightest.
Oh, hold on real quick.
I will hold on real quick. Okay, I guess I'll talk for a second, guys. How's everyone else doing out there? Timber Tramp? Do either one? Okay. Did you see the UG Eric Clapton with 4 subdials Panda? Oh yeah, but that would be a nice piece. Oh, yeah. AC3, as to like having it bead blasted. AC3 said, I'll run the value doing that. My reply is, I don't buy them for resale. I'm an enthusiast. Evil Ninja. Do either of you have a master watchmaker stateside that you recommend? Having my Omega bead blasted. Oh, you back? Hold on for 1 second. I don't want to Clyve stream on you guys. Master watchmaker, no. I've got my guy can do some stuff. I just can't think of anyone that I recommend for that kind of work, just offhand. Underachieving watch collector. Hey, how's it going? Okay. Rancher thoughts on 3861. Nice watch. That, yeah, I've seen it. I've seen both the Hesalite and the Sapphire Sandwich. I would recommend either or both. I think it's a great watch. I would love having either one in my collection. And I think I'd probably lean a little bit more towards the Sapphire Sandwich just because of the applied Omega indice myself. But you're also, I think that says a lot because I'm coming from, you're coming from a former Minty 321 owner. All right. Now, fries with mayo, what do you mean by the evil Nina? Unsure about that one. Evil Nina. And especially since I'm kind of on here by myself, I don't know if I want to really just...
Oh, I was muted this whole time? I didn't know that.
Yes, you've been muted this whole time. Thanks.
Oh, sorry. You said, oh, you're back. And then...
Yeah.
So I thought you could hear me.
You started change. I thought there was something like that because you're changing the... Yeah.
Sorry
what is the evil Nina? I'm going to have to go Bobby Google.
It's funny because I was saying things and you were replying to me, but you weren't replying to me. So I thought.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. The later version, Universal Genève Compacts. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yes. Hell, yes. That is gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All of the Eric Clapton one. Is that the Eric Clapton one?
I think so. But that is a stunner. Stunner.
I've always been in love with the annual calendar UGs. Just couldn't really afford one. The prices went up so much on them. I just opted for this unit compacts when I found it,
Okay, now here's something. Rich Buddy, Crafted Taylor has an 18 silver Rolex for sale, 2,300. Officer case back.
Should we pull that up?
I think they're asking.
Crafted Taylor.
Have you owned a manual wine Speedy? Okay, 105.012-66, Omega 321. I've had a Speedmaster 861. I've had a Mark II, a Mark 4.5, and then the the Flightmaster. So yeah.
A 1918. All right.
And unless you're talking Timber Trap, I think unless you're talking about a Speedmaster reduced, they will be by definition manual wind.
He likes this one. He likes this here.
Oh wow! Well, that obviously has been molested. I mean, it's been redone. It looks like it's been redone well. Nice little diamond crown on it too.
Sterling silver pocket watch style case.
Mm.
The back opens to reveal the movement. and the top of the watch opens to show the dial. The large onion crown is an early replacement.
I think that's more. I think that's actually more. That might be more of a diamond crown than an onion crown.
White porcelain enamel dial. Some hairline spider cracks.
Spider cracks. Spider cracks. Sorry.
You can buy and get ragged on by people for buying a service dial. It's not a service dial. What is it?
Does it say it's serviced?
No.
Okay.
It says the watch is running. Previous service history is unknown.
All right.
Probably doesn't keep good time. I'm sure it's.
I've actually got one.
You've got one of these?
No, but I've got like a Good Hope lever from like the 1920s on a porcelain dial, and that porcelain, my God, it looks like it's brand effing new. It is gorgeous.
Certainly unique. I mean, I've never seen anything like this before.
Exactly.
Looks like that's the only picture of it. Here's some more pictures.
No branding. No branding. No branding. More pics. And yeah, I can almost see. Oh boy. Now, enamel paint lasts a long time, but porcelain, yeah. Now, of course, you have to be careful because it's possible to break a porcelain, or crack a porcelain or break a porcelain dial. But oh, ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Doesn't look like it's a lot of money if you want to add it to your collection, I guess, right?
Now go down. What was that? What was that next one? What am I? Sima?
The Zodiac? Zodiac?
Bulova. Okay, no, Bulova on the left, Zodiac in the middle. Oh, Zodiac, yeah. And then that's, yeah. Desert Storm. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have an opinion about this other than, it doesn't seem like it's all a lot of money for. I don't know, man. What's your opinion on it? If the guy wants to add a unique Rolex to his collection, it's probably what he wants to try to do, huh?
Yeah, well, that is unique. What I want to wonder is has anyone jimmied around, or has anyone screwed with the dial? And one of the things two types of people were finished dials, okay? Those who have no choice and those who have no sense. Now, if that dial is original and it just, for some reason, that was like maybe for the first year, Rolex didn't put it on the crown, but only put it on the back of or the case back, then I would say hell yes. If the watch has been molested, I would pass, because you're taking an extremely old watch.
Yeah.
It's like trying to get your great grandmother a facelift and a tit job, a boob lift. It's just like no, it's just too unnatural.
You don't know about the hands either.
Exactly. Welded lugs. Yeah, no branding.
The branding's on the back of the case.
Well, and if that was the way this watch was, then yes. Well, Rolex didn't actually start putting Rolex on the dial until 1919. So obviously, this is one of the pre-Rolex dial Rolexes.
There's some of the service history scratches on there: 1962, 1963, 1980. You can see the service history. There's a lot of it written on here.
Yeah.
Wow, this thing went through a lot of service, which is good.
It's like been 100 years old. Yeah, I hope it has been serviced a couple of times.
Interesting.
Otherwise, it would have sat in a drawer somewhere and just rusted through.
Yeah, they just scratched it in right there.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's some lineage right there on the watch for sure.
On the case, but, and again, did they molest the dial or did they replace the dial?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
It'd be interesting if he could track these markings and go to the most recent one for any service indications, or any history.
Does it say what the reference? Well, wait, what's the reference? Does it say the reference? Either on the listing or on the watch itself. Wait. W and D. Wilsdorf and Davis. Yep. That's a pre-Rolex. Did you catch that on the back of the case?
Right here.
Down there we go.
Oh yeah.
Wilsdorf and Davis.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess there can't be that many of these around, huh?
Well, and the thing is, well, again, how much did they messed with the dial?
Sure.
That's the only thing that really.
What's that crown made from? It looks like it's a different metal, and so it's not silver. Then is it?
Possibly not, but silver would almost be too soft for it. I almost think it might be white gold or something like that, or it could be just
bronze. Copper.
It has a more patina on it because it's been touching skin for 100 years. The rest of it maybe hasn't.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd be curious about that. With the crown, the winding crown's made down. Yeah.
Christian. No. I'm looking for. Look, I'm sorry. There's been a mistake. I want to talk to Tristan from Leo and Ferris. Well, and it could be. It might be, and as Watson Prey says, why so cheap must be redial, or sometimes it just might simply be. Yeah, it might simply be just overlooked. In some cases, just simply because it doesn't have Rolex on the dial. Dang, no, I really want to get off this. I damn you, man, because I really want to get off this live stream right now and just jump in the internet.
I kind of got to end.
Good.
Anyhow, so this was kind of a good note to end on. We looked at a watch, talked a little bit about some watches. Maybe this would be a good. Oh, we've been on for over an hour, so let's cut it anyway. It's good.
Okay.
It's a good chat, Rancher. Thank you for joining me. It's a lot of fun. And okay, yeah. You have an exciting day planned?
A little bit. I'm gonna go take my. I've got another Lejour, but this one's a Hoyer Lejour. Take that to my watchmaker, see how the other one's going.
Nice.
Rolex watches history 1905 to 1990. Well, okay. Rolex 1918 Officer's Trench Watch, World War I, Wilsdorf and Davis. Let's look at that one. There's some. Again, I'm starting to suspect, frankly, that
I'm starting to suspect that it's molested. But at least they had the good sense not, if they redid the dial, at least they had the good sense not to try to recreate the stenciling, the Rolex stenciling, and try to and screw it up.
Yeah. Interesting for sure. All right, my man. I'll let you go. You have a good weekend, all right?
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Same.
Thanks for coming on. All right.
Bye.
See you guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you folks next time. Be good.
Lady boys.